Welcome back, everybody, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Madden 20 franchise rebuild. Week 1 was pretty fun. It was a game that looked like it was going to be a blowout, then it got close and we lost in overtime. I felt like we got the whole Tampa Bay Buccaneer experience in that game. It was exciting and heartbreaking. And now we have a couple division games I want to get around to today, beginning with Carolina. Last episode, we had a scenario asking us how I wanted to approach the short week here because it's a Thursday night game. I said that I wanted us to focus on preparation over rest, which means that the team lost a little morale universally, but we got some bonus experience. Now, when it comes to morale, it really doesn't play a big factor unless it's very high or low compared to the neutral point, which is 50. It takes a while before ratings are really affected. Right now, Jameis Winston has 51 morale, so anything that's 50 or above I'd call like positive, but for some players you might see it drop and it could be very negative morale. Now we're early in the season, not much has happened yet, so morale isn't moving very rapidly. There's not much to talk about at this stage, but it's something to keep in mind if we go on a long losing streak. Like if you get blown out, you can lose 3 morale for everybody in 1 week. So I want to watch a little bit of this Carolina game, but probably focus more on the Saints game. Or I could go the other way with it and watch more of the Carolina game and just a bit of the Saints matchup. We do play the Saints again in week 11, so how about we just figure it out as we go. But we do have a player now who has a chance to upgrade his development trait. We have MJ Stewart, who began this series, episode 1, 69 overall. And now we've gotten him an upgrade point. And remember, he was the player that scored the touchdown in week 1 on the fumble recovery that was forced by Levante David. Now, I don't think this kind of thing should cause a development boost, but I like that the feature is in the game. But you will have some instances like this. But what does he have to say? I like the defensive scheme we've been running. Last week was the best game I've played all year. It was the worst game too. By definition, it was the only game. Another game like last week, and man, I feel like I've arrived. So imagine that, 69 overall, MJ Stewart earns an upgrade point, gets a touchdown, and now he could see his development go up if we can hold Cam Newton to less than 200 passing yards, or if Stewart can get an interception, forced fumble, tackle for loss, or a sack. It says 1+, so I'm assuming just one of any of those will get it done. And I haven't seen it happen yet, so I'm ready. Now, we also have little discussions here about the X Factors. Luke Kuechly, obviously. He could be a big issue in this game. I want to neutralize him, and I don't know what exactly this will change, but it will create a goal. If we can get over 400 yards with no turnovers and win, we'll achieve it. I wonder what that's worth. That's going to be tough. No turnovers and a win and all those yards. And then for McCaffrey, I think you slow him down and force Cam to beat you with Samuel and Moore. This is a matchup I'm actually really interested in because I really want to see if our defensive backs can handle lower rated receivers that start. And if we can't, it just shows that we're in even greater trouble than I thought. We have some upgrading to do today though, and we'll begin with Chris Godwin. Really excited about where his career can go in this series, and I think I want to get that deep route running up a little bit more. That'll keep him a scheme fit, getting as much XP as possible. +2 catching is in there and catching traffic. Kendall Beckwith is hurt, and he is definitely not playing this year. He's out 41 weeks, but next year he could very well be the primary backup at inside linebacker. Tight end Jordan Leggett. That route running has to get a lot better. He has some speed and decent catching ability, so I like having him on this team. Let's go with vertical threat. That should help out the route running a little bit more. I mean, one of these has to be route running. Only one was. Donovan Smith, 67 overall. Thankfully now at 68. And we'll get a little pass block boost. But this is certainly the one contract we've got to get out of. I showed it last episode. I'll show it one more time. He is only 68 overall, but his contract is that of an 86 overall. Just curious how our game measured up to the rest of the league. Not even getting a ranking there. I don't want to run too many more plays than the CPU games. I want to see if like Winston's way out in front in pass attempts after one game. Garoppolo had 41, and we're 2 out of the top 3. 4 if you include Mariota. It was an overtime game though, and we were in comeback mode for most of the game, so I don't want to react too much to it right now, but I have a feeling that maybe 10-minute quarters will work out better for this series. First division action of the series, and we are under the lights in this one. Both teams enter at 0-1 on the season, and we'll see who is able to earn that first victory. We came close. I didn't check out Carolina's score in their first game. I forgot to. For those of you that are new to the series, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this and you want to see much more of it. We don't watch every game. I'll do a lot more simulating. It's just with the schedule laid out the way it was. I like watching week 1. I like watching division games, and it just happened that the beginning of our schedule is full of division matchups. What I might end up doing is just focus on this game and then do some simming, and then we'll watch the Saints when we face them the second time. Perhaps. But we'll start the day with a 3-yard pass on the outside. Jameis Winston started very slow in our first game, but as the game went on, he got really good. But that was after a lot of missed throws, a pick 6 early in the game. Got to avoid that. After 2 dump-offs to Cameron Brate, we go play action, and Winston going long with it. It's caught. Chris Godwin, first down. We can certainly pick up those big chunk plays. Now we'll try a run, and there's some room, too. How about that for Barber, who had just like, 40 rushing yards maybe in week 1? Hand off to Barber on 3rd down. Kuechly comes over to help finish the tackle. And that's it for our first drive. We decide to punt it away instead of attempt the field goal. So now the defense will face Cam Newton and this offense. I think that as far as receivers go, this is one of the better matchups in terms of overall. But I know DJ and Samuel are probably going to get a lot better. There's a give, and Christian McCaffrey into the second level, gets 4 yards. Devin White on the tackle. We need him to be very productive. 3rd down now for the Panthers. Good protection, and Cam is off the mark, and that could have been a pick 6. Slow start in this game, just like in week 1. We'll do some more simulating today. We'll just see what kind of game this becomes, but we go 3 and out. Panthers get it back, and they'll waste no time crossing midfield. 3rd down, got 7. Field goal range now, a penalty changes that. And now a 57-yard field goal. There we go, we pick up a penalty and a 7-yard run for Peyton Barber. Then he gets 8, then another penalty. And then Godwin, 17 yards. Not a bad possession here, but another sack. And then, oh, a touchdown. There we go. Mike Evans has his first of the season. Evans was pretty quiet in week 1. I hope he gets more productive in this one, as McCaffrey is shaken up after a short gain. They'll hand it off on the very next play, and now in the game is Cameron Artis-Payne. And that could really impact the rest of this game if McCaffrey can't return. 3rd down and 8. And here's Cam. He'll take off, spinning free. Cam Newton, first down. They'll try a run here, and that's a good stop by Devin White. The season is very young, but so far we've actually handled the ground game quite well. Third down now. Cam needs 9. And pressure gets through as he airs it out and connects with DJ Moore. Now they'll try a run. Uh-oh, got some room there. And that is a 9-yard pickup, and that's Elijah Holyfield, the rookie out of Georgia. Nice possession being put together. Nice tackle again. Devin White right in the middle of it. Wow, we almost got caught off sides there. A quick screen on the outside. Good tackle. I've noticed playing the Panthers, they call a lot of those quick passes like that. Third down. Cam needs the 20-yard line. He'll get it here. First down, Torrey Smith. Panthers trying to take the lead, and a run, and we got the tackle on Scarlett. So that's already 4 running backs that I've carried. You'd think I'd be calling the plays here in Carolina. Second down, and running to the outside now, and to the end zone. Touchdown. Cameron Artis-Payne with no one even close to stopping him, and the Panthers take the lead. Looks like they're blitzing here as we go empty. Could be a big play either way here as Tampa Bay trails by 3. 6 on the rush. That's complete to Howard coming off the big 2-touchdown day. Remember, one of our goals requires us to not throw an interception. Or no turnovers, actually. And there's some pressure on Winston. He gets sacked by Kawan Short. 3rd and 10. From our own 25, and it's floated and picked off in double coverage. Wow, that was a horrible attempt. You can't force it to Evans like that. 21 to Greg Olsen. Carolina quickly answers with the touchdown to go up 2 scores. Feeling a little like week 1 right now as Tampa Bay goes 3 and out. Thankfully, Carolina has just done the same. But this is a pretty good defense in Carolina. Not as complete as some others, but they have talent. And, okay, we're actually getting somewhere here. And it's like we will kick a field goal before the half. Come on, defense. Nope. Greg Olsen having a pretty good game now. At least 5 catches that have all gone over 10 yards. And a 24-yard score to Torrey Smith. So just like last episode, we get out in front early and then stumble, and all of a sudden we're down 2 scores. But at this point in week 1, the offense really got going, and now they have to do the same. Winston will open with a quick check down, and that is not going to make enough of a difference. On 2nd and 10, another dump off, and a fumble forced by Kuechly, and a return down the sideline that'll put the Panthers inside the 10. These enforcers, I'm not sure. I think Kuechly might have enforcer, which basically means that every hit stick of his is going to be a fumble right now. Nearly everyone. Touchdown, Torrey Smith. Now it's a 21-point game. Not sure if I'll watch a whole lot more of this one. If we make it closer, then perhaps, but we're seeing a lot of our weaknesses on display today, and despite missing Christian McCaffrey, this Carolina offense is doing really well, and they seem to be having good rushing success, even without him. On to the 4th quarter. How about that? An interception for Vernon Hargreaves. That'll help. Maybe we can make this a 2-score game again. Peyton Barber gets 8. Can we score? We're close. And incomplete, turnover on downs. Oh man, this team is frustrating. Trying this again. 3rd penalty of the possession. And then we turn it over on downs again. All right, please just end it. McCaffrey's back too. Well, this one's over. 38-10 is your final. We did not score in the second half. We got a yard from the end zone. That's as close as we got. So an 0-2 start for Tampa Bay. We had a really tough loss in week 1 and then a game where we just did not show up. It doesn't appear that the focus on preparation prepared us for anything. Jameis Winston, 220 yards on 42 attempts. He was intercepted twice in this game. We allowed 3 passing touchdowns. Looks like the Panthers had over 100 yards rushing in total. We had 77 with Peyton Barber. Smith scored twice. And the Buccaneers now move to 0-2. Oh, MJ Stewart. He got a tackle for loss. Does that mean his development goes up even after this? I forgot about that. I was so focused on the score. Let's find out with MJ Stewart. I appreciate you putting my talent to good use. I don't think 1 tackle for loss should be enough. That's somewhat easy to come across. But he had over double-digit tackles, and now MJ Stewart has star development. And maybe he can become a solid starting safety. Wow, he also gets 20,000 experience? How many upgrade points is that? It's got to be at least 3 or 4. Let's find out about these goals. Kuechly forced the fumble. Didn't really give me any feedback there. And then, oh yeah, we held McCaffrey under 4 yards a carry. He got hurt though. So let's see these upgrades then. The Giants are 0-2. Interesting. MJ Stewart has 5 upgrade points. Wow. So this stuff can make a huge difference. That definitely changes his career arc. And it happened very quickly. Let's see. I need to make sure zone coverage gets better. That's going to be very important. And we have 5 points to spend. Didn't get any zone coverage there. So Stewart goes up to 71 overall. Now +1 zone coverage. It's still just a 70. Let's put 1 into run support. That's a little low for him as well. Hey, zone went up. So let's do that again. 73 overall. +3 tackle. And I'll put 1 more into zone. Already up to a 74 overall. Speed got better. Zone coverage got better. And he's not that far away from another point. So he's still just the number 40 ranked strong safety. But that's a lot of progress to make. Remember, he was 68 on day 1. Or was it 69? Can't remember. But now he's 74. By the way, I'm going through some box scores here just to see what CPU games are getting for play counts. Phillip Rivers had a 6 touchdown game against Indianapolis. I think with the current change, it'll be better if I just play 10-minute quarters right now. That's a 9% difference. So I think that'll work out just fine for this series and the pace of play. So now, that didn't take too long. We're going to do more in this episode. And it looks like we can talk about negotiating new deals and take a look at the scouting board for the first time in year 1. So DeMar Dotson, he'll want a new deal. He's probably pretty important to try and keep around. Ndamukong Suh, the pass rushing skills aren't the same. And with us not being a very good team, I don't think signing veterans like Suh really help us much. Shaq Barrett, I think he's more likely to earn a second contract with us. I'd have interest here, but I'm going to wait on him. Peyton Barber, I don't think I'd pay him $4 million a year. I think with his skill set and caliber, you could get somebody in the draft. Winston, $20 million a year is actually pretty low. The signing bonus would be very high, so it's hard to get out of that contract early on. I don't think I'm ready to make any of these decisions anytime soon. And now let's take a look at our very first draft class. I saw there was a story about a quarterback, Tyrus Sparks. And this is kind of what I was hoping we would not see. Only 1 quarterback projected round 1. We're going to scout Sparks. A+ throw power, A- throw accuracy mid, and B+ short. Now realize these letter grades are not referring to what they did for the prior years in franchise. Before, like A+ would mean like high 90s, and kind of B+ would mean high 80s. But this is more so they're able to use the entire letter grade system, and it's just for like a rookie scale. So Sparks has A+ throw power, and that's like compared to all rookies. So it should be really high because it's A+, can't be a higher grade. But that B+ accuracy short, you can't count on that necessarily being 88, 89. We'll have to get used to that as I get to our first draft, which I don't know when that's going to be, but we're going to move quickly here and probably be there before too long. But obviously, Sparks will go right to the top of the board. And we should probably scout, these top 5 quarterbacks here and see if it's not Winston, is a good quarterback available in the draft. And Logan Nichols has a decent top 3, but that talent, I tend to trust it. 5th round suggests that his other accuracies are probably really bad. Zachary Winslow, good power, good deep accuracy. He's actually a late one in terms of talent, so that's really, really good. Ray Ledford, not bad. They have him as a 4th round talent. Normally with, positive mid and short accuracy, I'd feel pretty good about that talent. And then Kevin Barnhart, actually an undrafted talent. So I'm going to have to relearn these scales because, B grades to me were good, and sometimes it was as good as you could get. But it's not so simple this year. I think we should also, I only have 25 points, spend them on the top corner in the class, Jamal McCullough. Good man, good awareness, early 1st round talent. So now we're going to get into some simulated games. We have a tough one against the Rams coming up, and a game you'd think is winnable against the Giants, but they're 2-0. So what's our plan for Saquon Barkley? I think you have to slow him down somehow, because they're probably going to need him to get the victory. We don't have to stop him, we just have to contain him. So hold them to 1 or fewer rushing touchdowns. Alright, so let's sim our first game here of the Buccaneers rebuild. 40-3 to the Giants? We had 155 yards of offense. This is ridiculous. How do the Giants do this? They should have 40 points in the first month of the season. 3 scores for Eli. 5 sacks on Winston, who was picked off once. Oh, man. Barkley, 78 yards. We accomplished the goal, although Gallman scored, so it doesn't matter. Not running the ball very much because we're always losing by a ton. Touchdowns for Garcon, Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard. 3rd straight game under 70 yards for Mike Evans. We only have 2 sacks allowed on the stats, but they had 5. We had 2 from Sue, and looks like 12 tackles for Levante David, and a pass deflection. Do they ever keep track of pass breakups in prior Maddens for simulated games? Because this is nice to know. Barkley will not be denied his yards. That guy fights and fights and fights. I'm confident we'll bounce back. We lost 40-3 to the laughing stock of the offseason. We can't feel good about anything. 0-3 going up against the Rams and then the Saints? Chris Godwin is already frustrated. I can't blame him. This was supposed to be his breakout season, and right now we're not playing well. I want to get him involved. So I will say that Godwin needs to be a bigger part of the game. He gets +3 morale, and we'll see what happens. And Ndamukong Suh is also tired of this. And what position group do you think needs addressing? Secondary, for sure. They've got to play better. Eli just threw for 3 touchdowns, +10 morale. Get 3 interceptions against the Rams. We're not doing that. And then we got to talk about Aaron Donald. I don't mean to disregard him. Whoops, I meant to skip. My plan against Aaron Donald is to just casually run a 12th man onto the field and hope they don't notice that we're double teaming Donald every time or triple teaming. All right, so the top corner is legit. Antoine Buckner, not as great at zone coverage. Edward Forrest, Not a great top 3 for him. C pluses off the top. Like, I didn't really like that a lot in the prior Maddens, and now C plus is worse than it was before. Okay, they were all lower rated. I just wanted to see because I'm not used to the letter grading system in this game yet. I think I should also make sure I am looking for an edge rusher. Let's go Tremaine Sullivan here. He's an early first still. So we have 2 early first left ends in that case. I think speed rusher is what we need for our pass rushers. If I drafted somebody like Sullivan, I'd have to move him to outside linebacker. So I'm not sure if these scheme fits are really helpful right now. We have opened the season 0-4, losing 21-14 to LA. One of our better losses on the year. It's our second best loss. Jameis did not get intercepted. He had 1 touchdown today. Goff didn't have that good of a game, actually. It would appear our defense actually stepped up, but okay, I see what happened here. Todd Gurley, almost 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a Ronald Jones scored. He sure did. Mike Evans over 100 yards, thankfully. Godwin got in the end zone. I wonder if that'll be enough to satisfy him, although his yards were low. And how about this defense then? Any interceptions? No. We did have 3 sacks, including 2 for Vita Vea. That's very positive. And a couple pass breakups here. Murphy Bunting had another one. All right, Godwin, what do you got to say? Coach, I'm really disappointed that you didn't get me involved more in the game. So he scored, but he didn't like that he only got 3 catches. I kind of like that response. And now he loses morale. But didn't he get one for the, like, I thought he got +3 for the positive response, which would give him a net gain of 2. So let's just check this out then. -1 morale, lost on the road, but he got +3 morale for this scenario. So right now his morale is 49. They have to kind of look at the way morale is handled here, because I think the net result should be a lot worse. We got Alvin Camara next week, and obviously we got to slow him down somehow. And the goal, probably the same as the Saquon Barkley game, hold them to 1 or fewer rushing touchdowns. And we also have a players-only meeting. Things are getting really bad here already. Ndamukong Suh, everyone responded well during the meeting. Nothing changed on the field. I guess that's why they pay you to motivate and pay me to play, right? Well, your defense gains +200 experience for achieving its goals. Despite the players-only meeting, morale in the locker room remains a concern. Well, you know what else is probably going to affect morale? What I'm about to do next, and that is place Ndamukong Suh on the trade block, considering he's on a 1-year contract and this season is going nowhere fast. That might knock his morale down too. Here we go. Will Tate, Dante Chamberlain, both 3rd-round corners that actually have 1st-round talent. That could be a really big boost to us in the draft. So far, a lot of these 1st-round pass rushers are a little overrated. And now some upgrading ahead of the Saints matchup. Okay. Vita Vea, I want to focus on his pass rushing because we've really got to get better at getting after opposing quarterbacks. He does have a few sacks on the season now and 82 power moves. He had 3 sacks as a rookie, 2 now this season. Hopefully we can get up to at least 5. Peyton Barber earns a skill point. We'll go elusive back. And I wonder what it takes in this game for your running backs to start producing pretty well. In Madden 19, for me, it was getting them to like a 90 overall before they got above average even. Justin Evans. Yeah, that coverage. We've really got to fix coverage on this team. He must be really good at run support if he's a 76 with this low coverage. There we go. Got to keep upgrading Devin White. We're seeing the play count now at 198. I wonder if I'll get to find out when he reaches 500, the way it should be. but now a 76 overall. And okay, a little bit of intangibles there. Sean Murphy Bunting, it's already his second upgrade. Good to see that. And I think I'll go slot with him. Ronald Jones, certainly got to see him get some upgrades. He does have a touchdown now on the season. And here are his ratings. All right, so the Saints are up next. They're 2-2. I think I want to sim a lot of the early parts of this game and see if it gets interesting at all, because I don't want to see us fall to 0-5. Both teams need this win, although the Saints need it more. They got to take advantage of this championship window, and they're only 2-2 on the season, while the Buccaneers are 0-4. And you might say, well, tanking is good, losing is good. Well, what if morale gets so out of control because we keep getting blown out that it affects everybody's ratings negatively? That's a real thing. I'd just like to see if anything becomes of this game. Want to get some more action in here if I can. Hope you guys are enjoying the start to the series, though. It's been a lot of fun for me in these first few episodes. Always fun to start something new. Even more fun when it gets interesting really quick. And hey, 26 yards for Brashad Perriman. And look at that, we get a lead. It's not our first time having the lead early in the first quarter, though, this season. MJ Stewart just knocked away a pass. That's the big positive from year one so far, is the development of MJ Stewart. When you can get that development boost, it makes a huge difference. Now, to go from star to anything higher, I'm not sure, how that works or how often it comes up. But I guess we'll find out as we continue on. And right now, it's a 10-7 game. And we're getting some big plays in the air. There's a really big one. Brashad Perriman, 52 yards. What happened, though? Didn't we score? I'm very confused. I thought we just got a touchdown, and we get this one to Brashad Perriman. Really confused of what just happened there. Uh-oh. Started simulating a little faster, and here we go again. Oh, 62 yards Brashad Perriman. What a game for him. Maybe he'll get the development upgrade opportunity after this, especially if that first long ball counted. I have no clue what he's sitting at today, but we have a very high scoring first half. And now New Orleans is taking over the second half. It is 42-21. I'll have to check out exactly what's happening here. All I know is Brashad Perriman's at least having a really good game. 49-21. This defense is in so much trouble. And hey, they didn't score 50 yet. I know I'm simulating too fast here to really see what's going on. But the stats should be interesting to check out, as we're going to drop our fifth game in a row, 49-31. Saints get a really big win, and our defense, once again, just blown out. Jameis Winston had 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, a lot of passing yards, as Breeze was very good. Latavius Murray had a big game. Camara got hurt, and Murray had 119 and 2 scores. Michael Thomas had 11 catches and 3 touchdowns. Rashard Matthews did pretty well. And then Brashad Perriman had the big week for us. A $140, 2 touchdowns. Godwin scored again. And Watson had a few catches as well. But man, this defense. 15 tackles for Devin White. I'd love if they kept track of touchdowns allowed. They keep track of pass deflections and catches allowed, I thought. Breakout player Brashad Perriman next episode. All right, that's all it takes sometimes. So we're 0-5. The Panthers are 1-4. Next episode, we will continue on here in Season 1 with the Buccaneers. Wow. 0-5, and this defense is maybe worse than I had anticipated. We are, let's see, are we the only winless team? Nope, there are 3 teams without a victory, although these teams have a half win. So we are the only true winless team right now. And look at our point differential through 5 games. That is horrible. And we are indeed last in points allowed. Or first, depending on how you look at it. But even then, we have the number 25 offense. It's not like we're putting up a ton of production. It's okay. Winston, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks, and he's been sacked 22 times. That is over 4 times per game. On the ground, Peyton Barber getting 3.4 a carry. We really don't run for many yards. In the air, most yards is Mike Evans, but nobody's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign, and Mike Evans has always reached 1,000 in his career. Godwin 263, Perriman 231, and a chance to break out next episode. There sure is a lot of work to do on this team. Devin White and Levante David lead us in tackles. We have a handful of sacks on this defense, and then just 1 interception for Vernon Hargreaves. So we have a long way to go, everybody. Year 1 will continue next time. You can leave your feedback down below. What should we do the rest of this season? Thank you all for watching. Hope you're enjoying the beginning of the Buccaneers Madden 20 franchise rebuild. There is so much to come as we're still in the early stages of taking a look at this current roster. So that is going to end today's episode. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll have another Buccaneers episode coming your way soon. Have a great day.